sports fans, holla if you hear me. It's your boy, Cliff from Cliff Notes. Let's take on another week of sports. We want to talk first about the most important thing going on in the land right now, and that is the NCAA tournament. I'm going to give you who I think is going to be my Final Four. Yes, today you're going to get that. See, I'm doing it early. I'm not going to wait to halfway through the tournament and say, oh, yeah, now I know who I want. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go by and figure out what is happening. I'm also going to talk about Tracy Morgan. He was vomiting at MSG, Madison Square Garden. Apparently, they said he had food poisoning. Somebody put something in Tracy Morgan's food. The man was sitting there eating and just puked all over the sideline. Woo! Anyway, NBA. Let's talk NBA. So the NBA is winding down. There are a few games left. I think it's a total of roughly about 15 games out there. And let's look at the standings right now. In the Eastern Conference, man, those Cleveland Cavaliers have been playing some outstanding basketball. Donovan Mitchell, he has just been outstanding with a capital outstanding. He has done quite well. His band of brothers, man, are right now at 56-11. They have sewn up first place. Boston is 7.5 games out. I don't see them catching them at all. The Celtics, they have clinched a playoff spot. But, man, I'm going to tell you, I have watched the Celtics all season. I believe they play great offense. When Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the gang is out there shooting those threes and they're making them, they are really hard to beat. But I'm going to tell you, if anybody plays defense on them and they start playing them well, man, you're gonna have a problem. If Garland can press hard in there, in that paint, in and out, create for his teammates. And just to be honest with you, I don't think Boston's defense can sustain over the long run, especially if they're missing shots. If Boston Celtics are missing shots, I believe that Cleveland would definitely beat them in a 7-game series. Now you say, but wait a minute, Boston won the championship last year. They should be favored, but I will tell you why I don't think so. And it's because of just a few people on Cleveland's team that I want to talk about real quick. Jared Allen, he is really performing well. I mentioned Darius Garland already. He has played outstanding, but I think the man of the year who has not been talked about was Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley, man, he is straight balling out. This guy is playing. He's playing team's best power forward. He can match up at center. This kid, man, is just really playing some of his best basketball ever. I had a conversation with a friend of mine before the season started, and he told me, he said, he's from Cleveland, Ohio. He said, I don't like my Cavaliers. And I said, man, what is there not to like? I believe they have it all in place. And sure enough, your boy, the sports genius, was right. Yes, indeed. Cleveland is balling out, and all they're doing is win, 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 no matter what.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Also in the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee, they're playing some decent basketball. I don't know if Giannis and Dame Dollar can get it together and make a serious playoff push. It would be nice, especially for Dame Dollar. I'm a Dame Dollar fan. He has put in work, but I just don't know if Lopez and those guys got a strong supporting cast. Bobby Porter is still out doing them same drugs. So hopefully he can put that behind him and make a serious comeback, because now the problem is Bobby Porter's coming back. He also has to get into ball shape again. And we know if you've ever played basketball, it's different from running around outside, playing pickup basketball, and playing real basketball, organized basketball. It takes a lot out of you, and you have to be ready for that. And I don't know if Porter's going to be able to come back and be that guy that he was before he went out with that drug suspension. Let's talk about the Western Conference. So out west, Man, I'm telling you, man, those cats out there in Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he is playing some really phenomenal basketball. Chet Holmgren, if Chet can stay healthy, he offers a very good alternative in that center. But Hartenstein also has, man, first of all, hold on, let me back up. How does the Knickerbockers let him get out of New York? Man, this guy is really playing some really good basketball, doing his thing for Oklahoma City. And they've got, to me, like the right mix. They've got young talent. They've got older talent. Oklahoma City is going to be a real tough out. Those Houston Rockets are in second right now. They're, to me, a team that is good. They're young, but I don't expect them to really make a hard push out west. Kind of the same thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I know that they're currently in fifth right now. So that brings me to the Lakers and the Nuggets. Both teams have got veteran players on there who's won. That's going to make it a real telltale thing when we look at who's going to be coming out of the West. I'm liking that winner between the Nuggets and the Lakers. I know people will say, wait a minute, are you crazy? The Lakers, Luka, if he's right and LeBron's right, good luck everybody else. Because if Hachimura is on point, the Lakers are going to keep going and they're going to make some noise. Just like DJ Cool, the way how he said, make some noise in this joint, man.
Somebody make some noise in this joint, man.
Yes, indeed. That is the Los Angeles Lakers. I think I'm picking them to win the Western Conference. As of right now, that's what Cliff Notes has. I have the Lakers coming out of the West. Yes, indeed. All right, moving along. Let's talk about the college basketball playoffs, better known as March Madness. And let's talk about the bracket. First of all, I think today, this was no surprise. Janai Broome was first team All-American along with Cooper Flag. Hey, two ballers, man. Cooper, he showed out last summer with the Olympic team. You know, to me, that's not a mystery. So you've got Auburn, the overall number one, and Duke, the other number one in the East. They're going to play a cupcake in the first round. And even in the second round, Duke has a shot between Mississippi State and Baylor. I do expect Duke to at least get to the Sweet 16 at a minimum. The same with Auburn because they've got some pretty beatable teams. Now, I know Louisville played well this year, so I don't expect them to lay down. But I believe they'll beat Creighton and face Auburn for a chance to get in that Sweet 16. Also, we look out west, Florida. Man, the Florida Gators are a really good team. The SEC this year was like murderer's row when it comes to basketball. Almost every team, it was a hard win every night. And for Florida to win the SEC tournament, they really just manhandled Alabama. I have not seen that all season. They just kind of say, hey, man, come here for a second. And they slapped them a couple times. Bop, bop, bop. And bam, Alabama down by 20 points before we looked up. Man, the game was over with about 10 minutes left to go in the second half. So Florida is really rolling. They've got Norfolk State in the first round. I don't think they're going to do anything. And that UConn and Oklahoma game with the winner facing them, I believe that's procedural. That's like a procedural vote. They're going to be on to the Sweet 16 after that. I don't look for any noise coming out of that. The Midwest, Houston is going to play. They're number one out in the Midwest. And in that second round, they've got the winner between Gonzaga and Georgia. That to me is a toss-up. Georgia was a decent team this year, but Gonzaga was a little bit better. But like I said earlier, the SEC was the toughest conference. I'm going to have to lean more toward Georgia playing Houston in that next round to get to the Sweet 16, and I've got Houston moving on. So as of right now, all my number one seeds, I got them surviving until the Sweet 16. Then we'll break it down a little bit further on my next telecast to tell you who I think is going to make the Elite Eight and also get to the Final Four and also the championship. That's coming up next week. I'll be frank and earnest with you. I'll be frank because it's the March Madness tournament in earnest because I'm picking the winners, Frank and Ernest. All right. Anyway, moving on. I just want to touch now on the women's side. All right. So I've got a problem with the overall number one selection. We know that UCLA was number one for a while after South Carolina was taken down by UConn at home. But if we start looking at the body of work of the South Carolina basketball team, I think Dawn Staley has done a magnificent job. And with her record, I feel like she should have been the overall number one. Now, UCLA was given that, and I'm going to say given because I didn't think that they were worthy of the overall number one because, one, Juju came out there for USC and Juju'd on that beat. Juju on that beat. And just smacked them around. So I really don't believe that they earned that, but I believe that is enough to get them fired up. And South Carolina will make noise. I've got them winning it all this year. South Carolina Lady Gamecocks will win the women's tournament. I said it today. Take it to the bank, cash a check, put all your money on that. South Carolina is going to go get straight cash, homie. You know why? Because they're the biggest, the largest.
Say I'm the biggest, the largest.
All right. Let me give y'all real quick my top NFL football teams. I know for a fact since all my friendly people out there love when I give my top fives. People always want to say, man, are you crazy? What? Why? Blah, 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 blah. Quiet already. It's your boy, the expert. I'm going to tell you why and who and where people belong. Now, let me address this. My top 5 NFL football teams. Number 1, I'm starting out with the best team, I believe, in the NFL, and that is going to be none other than the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts has found his stride, and that's bad news for everybody else. Saquon Barkley just got a huge contract, and he's ready to roll. And A.J. Brown is happy, along with my main man, Slim Reaper Smith. He's ready to go. So I say all that to say this. It is no doubt in my mind that the number one football team is the Philadelphia Eagles. And also, they've had a great offseason ahead of the draft. I think the Eagles are going to do nothing but get themselves better. My number 2 team is not hard to figure out, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, indeed. I believe Kansas City is the second best team in the NFL. I know that a lot of people have came and gone, but the core is still there. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and everybody else. Those guys are still going to whoop people, beat them up and down the field, and handle their business. My number 3 team is the Washington Commanders. Yes, indeed. I've got the Commanders. I believe they got the quarterback, and they've had a big offseason. I will just tell you this. Watch out for those Commanders. Those Commanders have made some moves on the offensive side of the football that will help them. I love the addition of Deebo Samuel and Scary Terry. That is going to be something to really, really look forward to on Sunday. So I've got the Commanders coming in at number 3. My number 4 team, it goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that, oh my gosh, man, Lamar Jackson hadn't won anything. Oh my goodness. But I believe the team around him is solid. I believe that his team is learning on the fly, and they're going to get better. So I expect them to grow exponentially, and Baltimore will be what they need to be. And the last 5th place team right now I have is the Detroit Lions. So the Detroit Lions are going to go through some growing pains. That's why they're number 5 right now. They've got a chance to move up, but they lost their offensive coordinator and they lost their defensive mastermind, Aaron Glenn. So that's why the Detroit Lions are coming in at number 5. It's a lot on the team to replace those 2 key cogs in the wheel. Those guys call the right plays and make Dan Campbell's life a lot easier. But I will tell you something. Sometimes Dan Campbell be doing some crazy stuff. 4th down and 5, and on his own 35, he going for it. So good offensive coordinator, good defense coordinators could erase that kind of stuff, but now they're gone. So Detroit Lion fans, you might be in for a little bit of a rough season. It probably won't be as nice as it was last year. But that's my top 5, folks. You tell me what you think about my top 5 ahead of the draft. Tell me also, our next telecast, we're going to talk about what your team needs. What are your team needs ahead of the draft next month? So we can find out how are these executives going to be drafting. Will they be doing some quality drafting, or will they just be out there making up crap on the fly? All right. So, folks, that is all we have today with our NFL update, NBA update, playoff race getting hot, and March Madness. Don't forget, I've made one prediction so far. I have South Carolina Lady Gamecocks winning the tournament. What's your thoughts? Follow me, like, and subscribe to this page, and tell your friends about me. Yes, indeed, the sports expert. Holla at your boy.